So this is the very start of algebra, and all we're going to do quickly is just have a quick look at why we actually study algebra, because it's a very, very common question you get. People come and go, but this is maths, it's got numbers, what are we using letters for? This is just really designed to show you quickly how come we use letters. So I'm going to try and draw some pictures. I'm not an artist at the best of times, but you'll see when I have to draw on the computer, it's probably even worse. So what we've got a box of chocolates. We don't know how many's in there. We've got a box. So I'm going to draw that like this. And over here, I'm just going to call it C. The reason I use C is it's part of chocolates. It just helps me know what it is. So I've got one box of chocolates, where I've got one lot of C here. I'm going to say your friend's got 5 of these boxes. So your friend may have now, ideally, they'd all be the exact same size, but he's got 5 of these. So he has got 5 times C, or 5 lots of C. And when we're working with algebra, we don't need to put the multiplication symbol in the middle. We can say that he has got 5C, because he's got 5 lots of each of those boxes. So if your friend knows that he's got 100, I'm going to give up on drawing these boxes now, and I'm going to go straight to this 5C. Your friend knows that he's got 5 boxes of chocolate, and there is 100 pieces that he's got. So 5C is 100. So then we need to work out how much should be in each box. And for now, we have to go, okay, 5 times something had to be 100. So what did that something have to be? And we know that C has to be 20. So we didn't know how many was in there at the start, but now we do. We know that C had to be 20, so I had to have 20 to start with. But the other reason for using algebra is we can say, okay, the boxes have now changed to 15 pieces, and your friend has still got 5C. He's got 5 boxes, but each box now only contains 15 pieces. So this C is actually 15. So you look at 5, and instead of C, 15. Now again, we know there's a multiplication symbol in there, and if there's nothing between the number and the brackets, there is a multiplication symbol. So 5 times 15 will tell you that he's now got 75 pieces. This could then change if the company changes to 10 pieces, he'd have 5 times 10. If the company put only 1 piece in each box, he'd have 5 times 100. We use the letter because it allows us to change it to whatever that represents. A couple of things that we need to know as far as definitions go, what an expression is and what an equation is. The simple term is an expression does not have an equal sign. It's going to be part of an equation, which we're going to build up in a minute, and an equation has an equal sign. So for now, if we remember, expressions do not have equal signs and equations do have equal signs. That's quite a fine part to start with. So now we're going to work with this. We're going to start with an unknown number, and we're going to call it x. This x could be anything. Be careful when you write out your x's. We do write them with the curls on because so we can tell the difference between them, because if you write an x like this and an x like that, we have to know that this is actually a times symbol and that's an x, so it's really important to draw the little curvy bits just so we can tell the difference. This number is tripled, so if we think about tripled, it means it's times by 3. So we could write it as x, which is then times by 3, but what we always do is we always write the number first, so we can write it as 3 times x, and then from what we did on the first page, mathematicians are basically lazy. If we can save a bit of time, we will. Instead of 3 times x, we don't need that times symbol in the middle. So our next expression is 3x. We've still got the unknown number. We don't know what it is, but we've now times it by 3. This now has 4 added to it. So we've got our 3x that we had in the last one, and we add 4 to it. To add is plus, so we plus 4. This number is now multiplied by 5, so the number we've got, it all has to be multiplied by 5. So we've got our number, which was 3 times x plus 4, and it's all multiplied by 5. If we just put a times 5 on the end, we'd get lost with BIDMAS. So as it's all multiplied by 5, we put this in. We can write the times 5 over here, but like we did at the start, if you want to multiply it all, put your 5 at the front, and we don't need the times there as well. This number is then divided by 2, and write this as an expression. So this number we've got at the moment is 5 3x plus 4. Now a trick with division, we can write the divided by 2 on the end, put a heap of brackets around it as well, but a fraction is the same as division. So if we put this through here and then go there, it's whatever our unknown number was, times by 3, added to 4, times by 5, then divided by 2. I'm going to write this one in the space below just because I'm running out a little bit of space. The final answer to this is 25. So the expression we had was 5, 3x plus 4, which was all divided by 2. And this says the final answer is 25. So this thing is the same as 25. So this thing is equal to 25. Just a couple more definitions that may help you out. One is if we're asked for the sum of something. So sum of is the same as addition. So the sum of 5 and x is 5 plus x. Because plus is the same either way, you could write that as x plus 5 as well. The difference between 5 and x, difference is subtraction. So difference between 5 and x is 5 take away x. Depending on which number was bigger, we could have it as x take away 5 to find the difference between them. But be careful, if x is 2, 5 take away 2 and 2 take away 5 are different numbers. So ideally, stick with this. Product of 5 and x, product is multiplication. So 5 and x is 5 times x, which, when you remember from what we've said before, we just write that as 5x, and this is the one we use all the time. This is correct, it's right, but this is the way we always write it. And this one's pretty key because it's got the number in there. If it talks about the quotient, it's a divided. So the quotient of 5 divided by x, as I said, we could write it as 5 divided by x. That's right, but we're starting to move to writing them as fractions, and 5 divided by x.